everyone, my name is Jay and I'm an instructor with the Phoenix here in Denver, Colorado. And today I thought we'd go through a little workout. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a full warm-up and then we're going to go into what I call like a little bit of a circuit flow. So a circuit flow is just kind of some continuous movements with several different disciplines or different maneuvers through that time. And we can kind of break this up into a few different ways, either rounds or time, and I'll explain that a little bit further as we go through. So things we're going to need for today, we're not really going to need any equipment or any kind of objects. If you do have an exercise mat or a yoga mat, that'd be great. I always like to do this, just a little extra stability, kind of keeps you grounded on the floor. And if you can do this like on a padded floor, carpet, something along those lines, if you don't have a mat, that'd be great. Or, I mean, you can definitely do this on hardwood floor as well. So that's all we're going to need. Besides some comfortable clothes, that's about it. So the premise for this video came from a few requests I had just to show like a full workout and like how to kind of create a circuit flow. I talk about circuit flows a lot, and I really like them for not just climbing fitness, but just for general fitness, for anything along those lines. I usually like to keep them fairly high intensity so I do get my heart rate going, and it's just I try to focus on kind of different parts of the body, so I'm getting a full body cardiovascular workout with this. A lot of times I really like to do these in the morning, just kind of really gets that heart rate up, gets you set up for the day, and they're usually pretty short. This workout, including warm-up and everything, you could probably do this in half an hour, 45 minutes. The workout portion, I usually only do about 15 to 20 minutes, but again, we'll kind of talk about that when we get more into the movements. So like I said, this did come from a request. All the videos I've shot so far have been from community members that have asked to see either certain kind of movements or things they could do to keep their climbing fitness up during this time. So again, I'm going to put my email up here, and please feel free to reach out with any feedback, support, suggestions, anything you want to see. So let's put that up real quick. It is jtrebelhorn@thephoenix.org. All right. Yeah. And I welcome any kind of comments or feedbacks on any of these videos. It'd be great. All right, so let's get started. Get yourself a good open space. Get some comfortable clothes on, shoes if you want them. I like to work out barefoot whenever I can, so this is kind of a good one to do that. So, but whatever you feel comfortable in, let's get started. All right, so let's get into our warm-up. Very important, always important to warm up before you're doing any kind of workout or strength training, anything along those lines, especially with these, and especially if it's early in the morning. Like I said, I like to do these early in the morning, these type of workouts, just because it gets that blood flow and gets me kind of awake for the day. So I'm usually pretty stiff just getting out of bed in the morning. So I always make sure that I'm doing a very thorough warm-up, starting with very easy movements and then moving on to more progressive or high-impact movements as we go. So the first one I always like to start out with, especially right away in the morning, is just a basic forward fold. So what the forward fold is, kind of just get my feet kind of directly below my hips, knees bent, and we're just going to fold forward. And we're just going to hang out here for a little bit. So like I said, knees bent. This is not really a hamstring stretch. It's more of a lower back stretch. So that's kind of what we're focusing on here. And so we're just going to hang out here. We can do a little side-to-side movements, or we can grab our elbows, really let our neck go. Probably got a lot of tension in our neck from the day before, sleeping. We're just going to hang out here for a little bit. All right. So that's one of my favorite ones, really gets that lower back kind of warmed up. And then we can kind of take it to a different stance here. But I always like doing these forward folds right away just to get that area kind of warmed up. So again, wider stance. We're going to bend forward. We're going to hang out here. This time we can sway a little bit more side to side. Still want to focus on our lower back in that area. But as we go side to side, we're going to feel it a little bit in our hamstring and in our calves as well. So let's do that just a few more times. Just very gently, though, to begin with some of these. Very gently. If we feel any kind of pain or any kind of discomfort in any of these areas, we definitely want to stop immediately, maybe do something a little bit more gentle even. But just getting the body moving. All right, so as long as we're in this position, let's do some cherry pickers. So with the cherry pickers, we're just gonna get out in front of us, still in the same wide stance position. We're gonna pick 3 spots, one in front, one directly under, and one behind ourselves. So let's go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it'd also be a good time. You can continue to do the cherry pickers, but a good time to put on music. I'm going to keep any music off so you can still hear me, but music of your choice. Get that day started right. Get pumped up. Whatever you got to do, but play some music. Let's do a few more. All right, and as long as we're still in this position, let's do some toe taps from here. Opposite side toe taps. We're just going to get in this kind of star position, and we're going to go take our right hand down to our left foot. Same on the other side. And let's do about, 10 of these. I'm not counting, I lost count, but it doesn't matter. Let's just do some. All right. Next one. So we're going to go back into our forward fold for this next movement. So again, forward fold. We're just hinging right in this area, knees bent. One more time, just hang out here for a few seconds, get a little sway going. Then we're going to do a little halfway lift, so hands on our shins here. And we're just going to take several deep breaths. In through my nose and out through my mouth. And then I'm slowly going to rise to a standing position and go into a little, I think this is called a sun salutation. Wherever my yoga instructors are out there, please comment and let me know if I'm screwing up any of these names. But we're going to go in this little sun salutation. Really stretch it out here and just take some deep breaths. All right. And then let's just go into some little bit of side bends. So let's just go from one side to the other. Just want to be very gentle with these to begin with. Kind of stretching out those obliques, getting our spine moving just a little bit. And let's do that whole progression just one more time. So we're going to go into a little swan dive here from this position. Again, into that forward fold. We're going to hang out here for 2 breaths. Into a halfway lift. A couple breaths. Slowly rising up. Bringing up our neck last. Bringing those hands overhead again. And a couple more side bends on each side. All right. So as long as we're in this position too, let's get our shoulders warmed up a little bit. My favorite one to do with this is just do some basic arm circles. We're going to start by going forward, and we're just going to start small, and we're going to get larger as we go. All right, then let's reverse that. Let's start out big this time and go smaller, but go reverse. So I've had terrible shoulder mobility in the past, and doing a lot of these shoulder stretches and movements has really helped me out a lot. Still not the best mobility, but it's getting better. All right, bring them in. Shoulder mobility is definitely important for life in general, but specifically for climbers. All right, let's continue with those shoulder stretches. So we're just going to bring our right arm over our chest here, kind of press in with our left. Different angle. All right, let's switch arms. Okay, so for the next sequence, let's grab our exercise mat or a good place on the floor, and we're going to go down to the floor to do a little bit of another warm-up flow. All right, so we are going to take this next movement to the floor, but let's start in the standing position, and let's go into one more forward fold. You can't do enough forward folds. But from here, we are going to move out into some inchworms. So from this forward fold position, we are just going to walk out with our hands here into a plank position. So my hands are directly under my shoulders, and I'm just going to hang out in this plank position for a few more seconds. And then I'm just going to walk it back up into a kind of a halfway lift here. A few good deep breaths, and let's walk that back out. Holding this plank. One more time. Halfway lift, and walk it back out. Okay, so from here, let's just lower ourselves slowly to the ground. For this first one, let's go knees down, and then slowly lower all the way to the ground. And let's get out into kind of like a Superman pose here. Hope you can see this. We're going to lift our legs, our head, and our arms off the ground just for about 5 seconds, and then rest. Let's do that one more time. Now let's do it one more time. All right, well, let's get those hands back under, and let's start from our knees on this one again, and just go up into that plank position. Then we'll go into a little downward dog. Hold that. Maybe let's walk out our dog a little bit too. Stretch out those calves. Back into the plank. And let's lower slowly on this one all the way to the ground. And let's go into a low cobra. Maybe we can take it to high cobra if we're there already. Back down. Superman pose. Let's hold this for about 10 seconds. Arms back under. Into plank. Hold this for a few seconds. Back into downward dog. Walk it out a little bit here. We can do some swaying back and forth too if we want. And let's go through that one more time. Back into the plank. Lower. Low cobra. High cobra. Slowly lower down. Superman pose. So here, I'm just kind of like in this rocking position. I have my feet off the ground. I have my hands off the ground. My head's also off the ground. I'm going to take a few deep breaths before walking or getting my hands back under me. Back up into that plank. Into downward dog. And then from here, let's just walk our hands back up. And back up into the sun salutation or standing position. A couple more side bends to each side. All right. So again, feel free to pause this video and go back through if you still want to get a few more stretches in. If it's early in the morning, I would probably do this maneuver maybe just a few more times, just add in a little things. Again, for time's sake in the video, I'm going to abbreviate a little bit, so feel free to go back in. But for this next one, we're going to get back into our standing position, And we're going to do some more progressive movements to kind of get our blood flowing. So let's get started with that. So the sun was coming in a little bit, so I had to change the angle of the camera. Probably also wondering if I'm going to wear my climbing beanie through the entire workout, since we're going to be doing high intensity workouts. And no, I'm not. Don't be ridiculous. I'm not going to wear my climbing beanie. I'm going to wear my workout beanie. It's important to have a beanie for every occasion, you know, whether it's climbing or it's cold outside or it's a workout beanie or like for special occasions. Always have the right beanie in hand. Is anyone getting sick of my beanie jokes yet? Because just like I have like 100 beanies, I got 100 beanie jokes, so they're going to keep coming. Bear with it. Okay, so now we're starting to ramp up in our warm-ups. So we're going to start doing a little bit more progressive movement. So we're going to do just a few rounds of these movements here. So the first one we're going to do is washing machines. I love washing machines. They're always really hard to instruct because I always screw them up. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to turn our legs one way and our body the opposite way, while jumping. And we're going to speed that up. All right, so that's going to be our first movement. Our second movement is going to be just jumping jacks. So jumping jacks, legs out, arms up, back down. A few different options with this one. We can always just step it out, or just do something like we can just do arms, or we can go one side, however we want to kind of do that. Go opposite, just to kind of warm up. This is just a great warm up to get that blood flowing. So jumping jacks. The last one we're going to do is burpees. So I haven't gotten over the workout yet, but burpees are going to be part of the workout. It's not my favorite movement. I don't know. I know some of you out there love burpees. I don't, but I utilize them a lot because it's a great general fitness, full body maneuver, very dynamic. So for our general fitness purposes, gotta throw in burpees. Love them. So let's go over what a burpee looks like. So a full burpee, all the way to the ground and jump up. So we can modify that, or a few different options with that is we don't have to go all the way to the ground. So we can just step out, bring it back in, and jump. Or if we're not feeling like going all the way to the ground, we can do a few different options. We can just touch our toes and jump. That. Or if we don't want to do any of that, this is your workout. Make it whatever you want. We can also do like some jump squats or just air squats. Whatever you feel like doing, make this workout your own. I'm just going to keep giving some suggestions. Again, like I've described in some of my other videos, these are meant to be descriptive, not prescriptive. So throw in whatever movements you're feeling like today, but I just kind of want to show the basics of how to set up kind of a circuit flow. So all right, let's get into those. I'm realizing this is also going to be hard to talk fluidly, because once I get out of breath, I have a hard enough time putting sentences together just in normal conversations. When I'm trying to do it on video and be fluid, it's going to be a lot harder when I'm out of breath. So we'll deal with that. Don't worry. It's all about the movement. It's not about me talking, that's for sure. Okay, so I hope you got your music going. Maybe this is the time when you turn it up a little bit. So all right, so we're going to go through a few rounds of this. So starting with washing machines into jumping jacks into burpees. So we're going to do roughly, if I can keep count this time, we're going to do a total of 10 washing machines. Then we're going to do 10 jumping jacks, and then we're going to do 5 burpees. And normally I would do probably 3 to 4 rounds of this. I'm going to show you 2 rounds. I would suggest that you do 2 rounds following my 2 rounds. So pause the video or do whatever you got to do. So all right, let's get started with those. So starting with washing machines, again, legs one way, body the other way. This probably looks ridiculous on the video, but whatever. And again, I lost count, but we're going to call that 10. 10 on each side, so 10 in each direction. All right, into jumping jacks. Ten jumping jacks, 5 burpees. Also notice my stance here. I keep a good wide stance with these burpees. So I'm going down, wide stance, up, just to kind of say it's more efficient, and then into my jump. All right, 1 round. 3 more to go. I'm already getting out of breath. So let's start with our washing machines. I hope you're counting at home because I'm not. Into our jumping jacks. Into our burpees. Okay, let's do 2 more rounds of that before we get into the actual movement and the workout. All right, so for the actual workout, we're going to be utilizing 4.5 different maneuvers or movements in a succession. So that means we're going to go through these continuously for either an allotted amount of time or for an allotted amount of rounds. So either we could do this, 1 of 2 ways. So we could set a timer for, let's say, like 10, 15, 20 minutes. Whatever you want to do, whatever you're feeling like this morning or today, whatever it is, set a timer and just go through these movements for as many rounds as possible for that allotted amount of time. The other way we can structure this is rounds. So once we do all 4.5 movements, that's 1 round. Then we immediately start again, and we do a 2nd round, and we do a 3rd, 4th, 5th, however many rounds you want to do. Usually with this type of movement, I would probably do around 4 to 5 rounds, or maybe 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how I'm feeling that day. All right, so the couple movements that we're going to do, and don't worry, I'm going to explain options and how we can kind of progress to maybe some of these movements, because the first one is going to be a pistol squat. I know, if you know pistol squats, it's a very complicated, kind of advanced maneuver, and I'm not very good at them. I probably attempted maybe 3 or 4 pistol squats ever in my life until a few weeks ago, and through a series of progressive movements and some practice, I've gotten to be able to do them relatively well. I'm not going to actually do the full pistol squat in my workout. I'm going to show you an option that I really like that's kind of really helped me out, and it still gives you the same full range of motion with the pistol squat while not actually doing the full pistol squat. The full pistol squat looks like this. We're just going to be balancing on our one leg here, and we're just going to squat down and back up. So you can see I'm pretty off balance. Let's try it one more time. And back up. See, I fell. So the pistol squat, it's a hard maneuver to do, but I'm going to show you an option that we can kind of progress towards a better pistol squat. Okay, the next one we're going to do is body levers into a hollow hold. So body levers, we're just going to get on the ground here, kind of this full laid out position on our back, and we're going to hinge right about here, bringing our legs and our arms up, touching your toes if you can. And we're going to do 10 of those. The next maneuver we're going to do is just push-ups. So push-ups are probably one of my favorite body weight lifts, or whatever you want to call it. I can't believe I haven't showed these on my videos before, because if you've attended any of my classes, you know how much I love push-ups. So just going to get into that push-up position. Hands directly under our shoulders. Don't want our arms out. Want them close to our sides, and go down. That's a basic push-up. I'm going to show you a few different options with that as well. And then the last one, which we already kind of went over in our warm-ups, we're going to do burpees. So the way we're going to structure this, I'm going to go pistol squats, body levers, push-ups, and burpees. And I'm going to do 10 of each maneuver. Pistol squats, 5 on each leg. So, all right, so let's go over kind of what that's going to look like. I'm going to show you a few different options for each movement before we get into the actual workout. Options for each movement. So let's first go over the pistol squat. Let's see if I can do a better one this time. Still off balance, but that's the pistol squat, and that's kind of where we're going. I know with my pistol squat and the one I just demonstrated, there's a few points of performance that I'm missing there. I'm kind of leaning forward. I'm off balance a little bit. So I know I need some work on my pistol squat. So here's my favorite option to utilize the same range of motion and to strengthen up my pistol squat. So we start from a sitting down position. I'm going to start on my right leg. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get into a rolling motion. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll up under one leg, and using momentum from my upper body, I'm going to stand up in that pistol squat position. So let's look at that a few times. Up and down. Okay, so that's the option I'm going to be utilizing. This also takes some practice. So if you've never done this before, don't feel discouraged if this is a little bit hard. I've been working on this one for a few weeks now, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm still off balance. It's a hard maneuver. So that's one option. But it definitely is a great way to kind of progress towards that. The other way we can do it is if we have like a pull-up bar or something that's a little bit lower, we can hold on to that and go down, or just like holding on to a chairs or something if you want to progress your pistol squat further. But let's go over a few other options just for the workout today. So another option is still same thing, the rolling motion, but we're just not going to go into a full extended pistol squat. So let me show you what that looks like. We're just going to go into this position kind of right here and then roll back. Switch legs. So that's just kind of training our balance and our lower body strength to be able to eventually do that pistol squat. So that's another option. Further option, we can just do air squats. So again, squat position, feet are about shoulder width apart. My feet are directed out a little ways, and I'm going to go into the squat position. I have weight in my heels. My knees are tracking towards my toes, and I don't have to not bend forward too much. I'm not bent back too much. Just kind of this neutral spine position. That's another option too. Again, make this workout your own. Do whatever maneuver you want to do. All right, so that's the first option for the pistol squat. Next one is going to be body levers. So again, let's go over the body lever. And the way I'm going to structure this in the workout is we're going to go into body levers, 10 body levers, and then we're going to hold a hollow hold for 10 seconds afterwards. So let's look at the body levers again. And then the hollow hold. Legs up, head off the ground, arms extended backwards, and I'm just holding this position for 10 seconds. All right. So a few different things. If we don't want to do the full body levers, we can just do something like crunches. So I can just keep my feet. This is more of like a butterfly sit-up is what I would call. Hands behind my head, using my body with a little bit of momentum. I'm just going to throw myself upwards into this position. Or we can do lifted leg crunches. Or if you have another kind of ab workout that you like to do, throw that in there instead, however you want to kind of structure this. So those are the few options for the body levers and hollow holds. The next is going to be our push-up options. Probably the best options, and the one I would definitely recommend, is starting from your knees. So let's get into that position. So we're going to get into kind of a plank position. Our hands are directly under our shoulders, and we're just going to drop our knees to the ground right here. And then we're going to go into that push-up, chest to the ground, while keeping our arms close to our sides. So that's option number one. Second option would just be doing from that plank position with our knees off the ground. If you want to make this a little bit more difficult, we can do something like a clap push-up. It's a little bit more dynamic. or we can do a full body lift. I don't know, I'm not sure exactly on the term for that, but something like this. I'm probably not going to do that one. I may do the clap push-ups though. Since we've been kind of the stay-at-home orders going on, I've been doing a ton of push-ups, so my push-ups are feeling pretty strong right now. So I'm probably going to do the clap version. So do whatever you want to do with that. Kind of make it your own. And last maneuver we're going to do is the burpee. So I kind of went over this before, but let's go over that one again and the options. All the way to the ground and jump. Again, we can do just legs out, not going all the way to the ground, and stand up or jump up. Toe touches, jump, or maybe we just do some jumping squats, or maybe we just do air squats, whatever we want to do. All right, so those are the movements we're going to go over. A couple deep breaths so I can talk again. All right, so we're going to do 10 total pistol squats. So that's going to be 5 on each leg. Choose your option. Then we're going to go into 10 body levers, followed by a 10-second hollow hold. Then we're going to go into 10 push-ups, choosing whichever option you want to use. And then we're going to go into 10 total burpees. So another great option for this workout entirely is to just decrease your total reps. So maybe cut everything in half. So you're only just doing 5 of each movement. That's another great option. If you've never done one of these kind of circuit flow workouts, you can tell how hard I'm breathing right now. It's a high intensity workout. So we can always cut our total reps in half. We can change the time. We can only do, if we want to do a few rounds. However you want to make this your own, please do. All right, so let's get into it. So I am going to do a total of 2 rounds with you. So again, for time purposes, I'm going to do 2 rounds, and then I would recommend that you extend it to how much you want to do. So if you want to do just 2 more rounds, or if you want to do like another 10 full minutes or another 15 minutes, however you want to do. Again, this is just kind of like a little slight tutorial on some different movements and how to structure those into a little circuit flow. All right, so let's grab some water, make sure you got a good space. Take just like a 2-second breather, and then let's actually get in and we're going to do a couple rounds of this. Ready? Suggestion would be to turn up the music, and let's get started. All right, so starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so that's 5 on one leg. Moving to the next leg. Okay, so 5 on that leg. Last one was a little iffy, but we'll count it. All right. Moving into the body levers, followed by the hollow hold. And I already decided I'm not going to do the clap version of these push-ups, and I'm just going to do a regular push-up. These maneuvers are hard, so I want to be able to scale it so I can complete these entirely throughout the entire workout. This is another one that you might want to scale. 10 burpees at this point through an entire round might be a lot. and 10. All right, that is round number 1. It's definitely going to be a tough one, so pace yourself accordingly, but follow along if you'd like. Back into pistol squats. Switching legs. Another good option, you can kind of use your hands on this. So watch me in this next one. Just kind of get that little upward momentum, get your balance. All right, 10 body levers. Followed by a 10-second hollow hold. Into 10 push-ups. Into our 10 burpees. And 10. All right, continue on if you're up for it. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm out of breath. Hope you are too. Until next time.